We are currently at Epcot right now to talk about one of Disney's biggest dirty secrets.
So the little dirty secret for Epcot is here in Morocco. Now next to this camel with the fez, this is what we're all talking about. This door. Okay, it's story time.
You see the door. There's a whole story behind it. Now, I've been planning this video for like 6 months. I was gonna make a whole video about, this is why we can't have nice things at Disney. There used to be a chimney here, and it looked very phallic. It's pretty much called the Disney. And everybody would come here and take pictures with it. It became a very huge thing on the annual pass holder Facebook page. After I talk about this, I will show you guys the memes that they made. They're insane. Disney found out that people were seeing this. And again, this has been around for what, 20 years and nobody has said anything. So this year, they have snipped it off and it has now become the Disney back door.
You got a vasectomy.
Raven,
Safety first.
Raven, do you know what a vasectomy is?
That was wrong, wasn't it?
All right, so Raven, a vasectomy is...
So,
Circumcised!
now a circumcision is a little different too. That's a full... I think you need to go back to family life. I think you have a lot to learn.
I went to a Catholic school. They don't teach you this stuff.
When everything like reopened, they had like markers because there was just lines to take photos with it. They tried to put tables in front of it to block people from taking pictures with it, but it didn't stop the annual pass holders. They had to get their pictures with it. Well, I think how this happened was, so Morocco used to own this little country and then they couldn't afford to pay it because of everything that happened. So Disney took it over. So it became like Disney's property. So I think because it became Disney's properties, then they could finally change the chimney. But I would have loved to have been in that imaginary meeting. Okay, everyone, stop what you're doing. This is a very important project we have coming up right now. It is time to replace the Morocco chimney. Wait, you mean the Disney? No, do not finish that. I'll always take a photo next to that when I'm drinking around the world. People are getting too excited. They're taking too many photos and we can't sell merchandise about it, so we're gonna have to change it. We're kind of in the middle of stuff. Why don't we just open the Ratatouille ride instead? We finished months ago. Tron, any ideas? Let's just pull a Disneyland and we'll just put a giant banner above it saying there's nothing to see here. Cheap, easy, I'm sure Chapek will love it. That might work. Well, if we're changing that, we might as well change the name of the alien swirling saucer ride because everybody just calls it. Please stop. You know, if you're on Slinky and you look over, it looks like two giant space. Joe Rody, where you at? Let's brainstorm some ideas. Oh yeah, Joe, remember he retired because, you know, you wouldn't let him fix the Yeti. Why did we let him go? Remy the Ratatouille. I'm down for that one. Great musical, bad theming. I would have loved to be a fly on the wall in that meeting talking about having to change it.
Okay, let's get an up close and personal view of it. The door knocker doesn't work. It's got some little rivets, some little bumps. I think they should get that checked out.
So in the middle of Disney canceling tons of projects, Epcot pretty much being mostly canceled, 32,000 cast members being laid off, they had the money to change a chimney, which doesn't make sense. I think they need to get their priorities right.
I love that they had to add a sign, do not get on top of the camel. You know this had to happen. Or no, some mother put their kid on top of the camel.
Okay, we are back home right now. We're gonna do a quick pause on the Epcot chimney experience. We're gonna be talking about like the memes and all the craziness later in the video. But first, my friend Matt sent me a text. He said, hey, you wanna go to the Kevin Smith show tonight? I was like, heck yeah. Now, I personally love Kevin Smith. If you don't know who he is, he's an actor, director, comedian. Kevin Smith is the type of guy you either like love him or you just can't stand him. Personally, I love him. So I'm really excited to see the show. We're gonna be going to downtown Orlando. Okay, we just made it in. We're gonna be sitting in like these little like square boxes because, you know, they can't really operate concerts and stuff indoors, so you pay for like your own little cubicle almost. Here's our little spot. If we're hungry or want to get something to drink, we scan the QR code and they will drop it off at our little booth. Now it stinks that like my point and shoot broke on the Velocicoaster, so we're stuck with the iPhone footage today. Okay, we got our tacos. They just brought it to our little stand. 6 tacos is like $55. Swear to God, these better be good. Yeah, then we got fish tacos right there. All right, let's see how this fish taco is. Not terrible. I know fish is supposed to taste like the ocean, but that fish tastes like the desert. That sucker's dry. Fish taco, I think we'll do 2 out of 10. I think it's pork. Yeah. Some wet pork. Let's try the pork one. Yeah, this, this reminds me of like when I would be running and the wrestlers would be running next to us in the trash bags and they'd just be dripping like that. That pork taco is one of the nastiest I've ever eaten in my entire life. -3 out of 10, and I've never given that in my entire life. Disgusting. What do you think of that pork?
Oh,
What's wrong with it?
everything.
You just spit it out?
So gross. Oh my god. Still in my mouth.
Now let's try this chicken. It looks a little better. I'm taking those devilish things off. We've gotten to the point where I don't even want to eat the whole thing. I'm just gonna try the chicken. I hope it's chicken. We'll do a 3 out of 10.
Kevin Smith. How's everybody doing tonight? First time I ever came to Orlando, of course, I came with my parents, my brother and sister, and we went to Disney World. When we went, you know, it wasn't like a day pass, it was tickets, like A ticket attraction, E ticket attraction. You had to buy books of tickets to get on the ride. So once you get in the park, which had its own charge, then there were more charges. And then if you wanted to eat, everything was expensive. And then, so if you're a kid running around Disney World, you're like, I just want it all. And we were not those people. Like, you know, we were not spoiled kids. Every souvenir store, I'm like, can we get this? And normally, you know, at Two Guys or Bradley's back home, if I ask the same question, it's like, no, we can't get that. But at Disney World, it was a truly magical place because my parents are like, yeah, we could totally get that. Take it outside, we'll pay for it. And so I'd be like, right on. And I walked away with such a haul from Disney World. Anything I asked for, my parents were like, absolutely, go ahead, take it, we'll pay for it, go outside. And it was my favorite memory of childhood growing up, man, like a romantic memory of that wonderful time when we went to Disney World. One time, I was like, can we get this? And they were like, yeah, go ahead, take it outside, we'll pay for it. And I went outside, and then I noticed my parents walked out with me. And I was like, aren't you gonna pay for it? And my dad was so slick, he goes, yeah, of course, we're gonna send a check to Mr. Disney when we get home. I was like, Disney does layaway, it makes sense. Years later, I'm talking about I had already made Clerks. I'm talking about I had already had a child. So I was at least 29, 30 years old. We're sitting around talking about like old memories. And I was just like, well, I'm telling you right now, man, the best vacation we ever had was when we went to Disney World and mom and dad let me get anything I wanted and they sent the money back to Disney World. And my brother and sister look at me like as if, you know, I had just arrived on the planet. And, you know, my sister goes, do you really think that they sent a check back to Disney when we got home? They didn't send any money to Disney. You were shoplifting that whole time. And she goes, Kevin, are you serious? Didn't you ever wonder why we could have mouse ears, but we couldn't have our names stitched into them?
All right, 3 hours later, we just finished. Okay, so guys, we are back at home now. We're in the condo. I'll show it to you guys at a later date. If you've ever like moved in, it's stressful, but it is time to talk about the memes that the annual pass holders created on their Facebook page. For like a good couple months, the sole source of like information on the annual pass holder page was about the Epcot chimney. So let's first start off with how the Epcot chimney was actually created. It was created by Patrick Swayze in the movie Ghost. That's how it was created. Now I've like cropped out their names of the posts and I've like blocked their faces so nobody can recognize them. So first off, I spy a cocktail. Oh, this one is from Art of Animation, the Cars Land. Gosh, I can't unsee this stuff now. It almost like reminds me of the names of those little stores in Germany.
What are your two favorite places here in Germany?
I like the glass Kunst right there.
Yeah?
And then the caramel coochie is over here. It's fun.
I don't think I will ever be able to unsee this ever again. That's all I'm gonna think of now when I walk by that shop. It was really chilly at Epcot tonight. New Epcot popcorn bucket. Can't wait to get my November magnet. My daughter wanted a picture too, like mommy. LOL. No comment on this. Why you don't put Christmas lights on palm trees. And this guy went full on, he planned this picture out. Look, he's holding a sign that says shame. It says repent you. Oh man. I'm sorry if the topic of this video is a little more like adult than what we're used to. I tried to censor as much as possible. There's a lot of stuff that I couldn't put in the video from Kevin Smith's comedy show and the memes and everything because they were just, they really weren't family appropriate. I think we've lost two greats this year in the Disney community. We have lost Vista Way and we have lost the chimney at Epcot. The chimney at Epcot had a long, prosperous life of 20 plus years at Epcot. So I had to. I don't think anybody's gonna really take a picture next to the door, so I think Disney accomplished what they wanted to do. But I'm sure people are gonna find something new to take a picture with. Now, guys, it is good to be back. I've kind of been left MIA because we've been moving and everything. I've missed you guys. I'm excited to film a bunch of new videos, and the next couple months are gonna be wild. I'm planning a bunch of trips. I think I'm gonna be going to like Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. So I'm trying to plan like that trip. And I'm gonna go visit Chris at his new job, and like I've all sorts of like fun little trips I have planned. So guys, on that note, I love you all. Please stay safe, and I will see you all on Wednesday. Bye.
We don't have them in California. Love bugs. That's what my mother calls them, love bugs. I'm like, those are bugs. One of those flew into my mouth, man.